Hi, this is Jack from Maths Forge, and in today's lesson we're going to be doing surface area of cubes and cuboids. So let's take a look at our first example. Here we're being asked to find the surface area of the cube. So they're telling us it's a cube, which means that all of the sides on this 3D shape are 7 meters. They've given us one of the sides, but the fact that it's a cube means it's a 3D square, and therefore all of the sides are the same. So now that we know that the width is 7, the length is 7, and the height is 7, we can go ahead and find the surface area of this cube. Now what surface area means is the total area on the outside of the shape. So this cube has 6 faces, and this is one of the faces here. This is the front face, and a cube has 6 of them. If you think about it, 1 at the front, 2 at the back, 3 on top, 4 on the bottom, 5 on the right, and 6 on the left. So there are 6 faces in total. To find the total surface area is to find the area of all of the faces combined. And for a cube, it's pretty straightforward. You find the area of one of the faces. So this area here of the face at the front is going to be 7 times 7, which is 49 meters squared. And rather than having to do this for all 6 faces, because we know all of the sides are going to be the same, and therefore all of the areas are going to be the same for each of the faces, we could just take the area for one of the faces, which is 49, and multiply this by 6, which represents the 6 faces. This gives us a value of 294 meters squared. Again, don't forget, we're finding the surface area, so the final units are going to be meters squared. And if we check our answer, there it is. We can only do this times 6 when we're dealing with cubes. It doesn't work when you're dealing with cuboids. So now let's do a 2-star example. Here they're asking us again to find the surface area. Now this time around, it's definitely not a cube. Even though the front face is a square, the length of this cuboid is different from the height and the width. So this is definitely a cuboid and not a cube. So how can we find the surface area of this 3D shape? Well, the quick way of doing this is to identify which faces are the same as each other. So in this case, the front face is a 6 by 6 face, so 6 by 6, and therefore the back face will also be a 6 by 6. So I'm just going to quickly write this down here. Front and back faces. Front and back faces are equal to each other. And then we have the side face, which is going to be a 5 by 6. So the side face is a 5 by 6, which means that the other side face is going to be a 5 by 6 as well. So right side is equal to left side. And the last 2 faces we're dealing with is the top and the bottom face. So the top face is going to have a base of 5 and a width of 6. So it's going to be a 5 by 6, just like the side faces. So it's not just the right and left side faces that are 5 by 6, it's also the top and the bottom. So we can add this here, top and also bottom. And what this allows us to do is to really simplify the calculations to get the total surface area of the shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area of the front face, and that's going to be 6 times 6. I'm now going to double this since there's 2 faces with the same area, front and back. So I just find the area of one of the faces and then multiply it by how many faces have the same area, which in this case is 2. This is going to give us a total value of 36 times 2, which is 72. So this area of 72 represents the area of the front and back faces. Now let's do the bottom, right, left, and top faces, which we've identified as having the same area. So the bottom face is going to be 5 by 6. So 5 by 6. And this is going to be 30. But there are 4 of them. So it's going to be 5 times 6 times 4 faces. And so 30 times 4 is going to give us a value of 120. So all 6 faces are going to have a combined surface area of 72 plus 120. We're taking the front and back faces here, which have a total area of 72, and the bottom, right, left, and top faces, which have a total area of 120. We then add them together to combine them, and this gives us a value of 192 meters squared. And this is the total surface area. And if we check our answer, there it is. Now let's do a 3-star example. Here we're being asked to find the surface area of this cuboid. And again, we know it's a cuboid because none of the sides have the same length. So let's identify which faces have the same area as each other. So we have the front face here, which is going to be a 58 by 64. That's the area. It's going to be 58 times 64. And the only other face that's going to share this area is the back face. So we can say that front is equal to back in this case. And now let's take a look at the sides. So we have this right side here, which is going to have a width of 69, this one here, and a height of 58. Now, the only other face to have this area is going to be the left side face. So here we can say that right is equal to left. And if we check the top now, so the top face, it's going to have a width of 64 and a length of 69. So a width of 64 and a length of 69 is different to the front, back, right, and left. So in this case, the top and the bottom face are going to be different from all the other faces, but they're going to be equal to each other. So the top is equal to the bottom face. And now we can begin doing the calculations for all of these. So the front face is going to have a 58 times 64 area. And since there's two of them, the front and the back, that share the same area, we're going to multiply this value here by 2. This is going to give us a value of 7,424. Now we can go ahead and do this for the right and left faces. So for the side faces, this right face here, it's going to have a width of 69 and the height of 58. So it's going to be 69 times 58. And since there's two of them, we're going to multiply this by 2. This gives us a value of 8,004. And now for the final two faces, the top and the bottom, the top face is going to have a length of 69 and the width of 64. So it's going to be 69 times 64. And since there's two faces with the same area like this, we're going to multiply this by 2. Calculating this gives us a value of 8,832. So now we have the area of all of the faces. What we can do now is just add them together and find their total. So it's going to be 7,424 plus 8,004 plus 8,832. Adding these together gives us a value of 24,260. So the total surface area is 24,260 centimeters squared. Don't forget about the unit. Since we're dealing with centimeters for the lengths, the area is going to be centimeters squared. And if we check our answer, there it is. And that's it for the lesson on surface area of cubes and cuboids.